Hi there, I'm Andrew. Welcome to Urban Rider for another look at some of the world's finest riding gear. Today we're exploring the new Knox Handroid gloves. This is Mark IV, this is the latest version of the Handroid, and this is being released in spring-summer 2019. This is a glove that's got quite a cult following in the sports segment of the motorcycle clothing market, as this was where these gloves really were designed for initially. They've got an unbelievable amount of protection and a number of patented features that make them one of the safest gloves at any price point and any discipline on the motorcycle clothing glove market. But it's not traditionally been a glove on our radar because the previous versions of the Handroid were just so overtly race focused that they couldn't really exist in a world outside of people that were wearing one-piece leathers on their Ninja 1000s, whereas the Mark IV has reduced a lot of the chunky elements in terms of style points, but retained and improved the safety elements of it. And so this is a glove that actually I think is a serious contender for somebody who wants, admittedly, still an edgy look for their urban environment, but something that would work, I think, quite well. So we're going to introduce the glove to you. If you already know about the Knox Handroid Mark III, then the summary of improvements and refinements is as follows. There is a 40% more compact profile to this metacarpal area on the back of the glove, which is one of the key standout bulky parts of it. So previous versions had quite a chunky piece there, which reduced the available space basically between your levers and your grip, and you want to have as much space and dexterity there as possible. So this has massively slimmed it down and it looks all the better for it, and it's much more streamlined and slightly aero, I guess, as a result too. There's been an improvement to the boa system, which features aircraft grade stainless steel coated by nylon, which is ultimately the strap system. It does away with any annoying little Velcro straps, and there's simply one strap here on the back using this boa system where you can undo and tighten it. It's very, very effective indeed. Knox have also improved the overall fit, feel and comfort, and having had 3 previous versions of the glove to refine and improve that, you can rest assured this is a very comfy glove to wear in spite of all the armoured elements going on, which we'll get into in a moment. Another thing that they have improved is the Scaphoid Protection System. So Knox have a patented system for this, as well as the exoskeleton on the back, and this is a really remarkably effective and very highly respected system for preventing damage to your hands. The basic principle is that if you just have leather exposed on the palm of your hand, that's one of the most likely things to actually connect with the tarmac as you come off, because it's instinctive to put your hand out. The leather creates a friction and that sort of bunches up, and you can really do some damage to your wrist. Whereas having this here not only absorbs and reduces the impact from the initial shock of hitting the ground, but also then slides along it as opposed to gripping it. And that's very effective in reducing any damage there as well. So the thing about these gloves that really stands out is this external exoskeleton. As I said, it's patented by Knox. And the way it works is you have a housing on the back with this finger protection system that is articulated fully. So it means that whatever position your fingers are bent into, however far essentially round the grip they are, it still remains fully protected. There are no gaps on these 3 main fingers, and that's really impressive because anything that you can do ultimately to avoid having direct impact and spreading the load of an impact on the back of your fingers is going to make a huge difference to any potential damage that translates through to your hand in the event of an accident. So it's really effective, and it's, as I say, proven really very popular. Here we have the gloves in the black. They are available in several other colours, but it's the black I think really that's going to work best if you're interested in this urban riding segment, as it tones in quite nicely. They do still obviously have an edgy, slightly sort of predator alien look to them, and some people are going to really like that. It's not going to be for everybody. They're a relatively substantial glove by virtue of everything that's going on, but they're not really that bulky. They're very streamlined in the way that they're tailored, and the fit is true to the size guide, which is of course a relief to tell you. They're CE approved naturally as well, and they really do use some of the finest materials. So as I mentioned, you've got that aircraft grade stainless steel nylon on the boa system, which is very dependable. You've got this kangaroo palm as well, which is a 0.8mm thick piece of the leather there, and in terms of the quality and the strength of the leather per thickness, this is the very best there is in the market anywhere in the world. So this is very, very strong despite being nice and thin and supple. You've got a little bit more breathability than you had on previous versions of the glove. That was one criticism leveled at it, that it could be quite hot in summer riding. It still remains sort of a little bit warmer, I guess, than a really vented race glove, but you can kind of just see that looking at it. It's not going to be overly hot though. As I said, it's quite a nice soft and supple feel to the glove, and there's breathability on the palm by virtue of the holes that you get there. The way that it works then, it's quite straightforward. So you have a simple pulley that you can put your finger through, and that opens up this system here. The boa system should be in the out position anyway, which means that the opening will be easy to get your hand into. It slides straight in. It's really very, very comfortable indeed. And then you have this boa system on the back, push it down, and you simply tighten it up until you are comfortable. One thing to mention is you're not going to want to wear your watch with this. In case you have a habit of doing that, you're going to want to take the watch off, or that's not going to feel particularly pleasant. And then as you see, you've got this wonderful fit. The boa system, the way it works is it goes in a very intricate and newly revised pattern up the wrist to do away with having extra Velcro straps as previous variants of this glove did. And this makes it more streamlined, it looks better, it's neater, and it's just a more comprehensive and simple system. And simplicity is genius, as they say. So this then gives you the side lateral protection on the wrist, and you use this very, very hard plastic system here. You do also have a little kind of measuring window, if you like, for this boa system, so you can see how tight you're doing it up. In reality, I don't think that's hugely useful, but what is useful is the Scaphoid Protection System and also the underside wrist protection. So you've got really quite a lot going on everywhere, but the amazing thing is you do not really notice it when you're riding along, and you have great articulation on the fingers. There's nothing in terms of any kind of snagging points or stiffness or prevention in spite of these systems going on. And we don't have a previous version of the glove here to show you because, as I said, we were never interested in it. It was simply too bulky and too overtly race looking. Whereas this one, if you had them side by side, you'd really appreciate how much lower in profile this back area is to the glove, and it makes it far neater and just far nicer as a glove overall. These are £219.99, which is not cheap, but if you are comparing it, which you should be, to some of the very best race gloves out there on the market, which this has more than proven itself up against over the years, then that is a very fair price for the technology, the quality on offer as well, and the safety that this glove affords you. However, if you want a slightly different twist on the glove, maybe you don't need something quite so all-consuming, there is the Handroid Pod, which is essentially a mid-length cuff version as opposed to the 3/4 or full length as the Handroid Mark IV is. So the Handroid Pod Mark IV then is simply the shorter cuff version. If you still want something that has this rather fetching looking exoskeleton system to it, but actually again it's just really good for spring summer riding. Wonderful dexterity, does away with some of the bulk, but also simply integrates neatly into the styling of what we're wearing, and also doesn't have these large lateral plates that you get on the standard Handroid glove. So this may be something then of interest on that basis. So I haven't gone through every single feature of this glove, but I wanted to highlight why I think this could be a genuinely useful glove in either the pod form or the standard Handroid as well, for somebody who just wants the most protective glove on the market. And there is no reason I see that these gloves couldn't fit really well into the riding style and also riding aesthetics of some of the bikes that we cater to in the urban riding segment. We'd love to know what you guys think, as always, particularly with something a little bit on the edge of our normal criteria. So do let us know in the comments section below. If you have any questions about the glove, anything we may have missed, then let us know as well. And stay tuned for more video reviews of the world's finest riding gear. We'll be bringing you lots of new reviews from Knox and also other leading brands in our lineup. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.